Roman, who's been known to coach Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, and people hated on him because he can't get over the hump. And then he was with Harbaugh in Frisco when he went to the Super Bowl with Kaepernick. He's been in the Super Bowl. This is second. He's been in 2 Super Bowls. Do you like the hire or not? And Harbaugh just grabbed Mentor, his DC from Michigan. So he's got both coordinators now. I love the hire and I'll just tell you real quick and then get your guys' take. What he can do, because I know who he is well, and I know I study all his shit. I know I have cut-ups from his films for years. He can do all of it, just like I can. I can go in any system and comprise a system around my quarterback. Justin Herbert is a hell of an athlete, by the way. He's not Josh Allen, but he is a freak. He can.
At Oregon, he will run that thing a lot.
He can run. So I love the addition of him because him and Harbaugh together, which I think will co-coordinate it, I think he adds that piece to what you haven't seen Herbert do. You've seen Herbert as a stiff in the pocket. He's had to put so much pressure on him. Now I think you can see him do some things and get back to what he did in college and was really good at his first year in the league as well. I like the hire. Do you?
Yeah, I think they're going to run like a hybrid system of what Lamar Jackson has ran. And I think if Herbert gets that balance where he can, kind of let his his instincts kick in and allow that to lead the Chargers a little bit instead of kind of being just a robot out there and utilizing that strong arm that he has. I think this is going to add a little bit of versatility to their offense, and that's what they need. That's the Chargers have been kind of one-dimensional, and I think they're going to need a little versatility, and this will bring that.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. I think they're going to utilize Herbert's legs a little bit more, not to the detriment of him, but just enough to where it makes defenses think. And I think that's going to it's going to open up the passing lanes even more, make that offense more explosive. Defense, we know what type of coach Harbaugh is when it comes to defense. Defenses are always good. So that's what I'm saying. I know I was on the Chargers bandwagon this year, and obviously I was epically wrong, but I'll probably be on the bandwagon again next season because that talent on that team. I look at Herbert at his best and how great he is. I saw a stat today. It was anytime the Chargers defense has held a team under 28 points, Herbert is 22-6, like in those games. So it's like, damn, you get this guy a good defense. Now you bring him, Greg Roman, a different offensive mind. They'll be able to, really utilize those legs a little bit more and make them be more creative. I can see them really flipping this thing around.
But the one thing that I do know is those coaches catching that team as their window is shrinking, man.
Yeah.
Because when you have those tough seasons, like I said before, it's like it takes 2 years off your body and your overall longevity when you're just fighting that uphill battle and you keep having those bad breaks. And so that window just becomes smaller and smaller, and they're going to need some new blood, some younger guys. Keenan Allen's a dog, but I don't know if he's got like a whole Harbaugh tenure in him to take him to the championship. Maybe he's sliding to a number 2, but he's got a lot of miles. Those guys got a ton of miles on their legs. And when you get a coach that's sticking you to the grindstone, man, it could be you're gonna have to have a good balance because those guys aren't spring chickens that he's the quarterback is, but everybody else isn't.
But I think a lot of those guys are gonna be out. Like one, because they just can't afford to keep them all. I think they'll keep Derwin James, they'll keep Keenan Allen, of course, they'll keep Herbert, but
Derwin James.
Mike Williams probably
he's had 3 season-ending injuries.
Yeah,
I know he's from Florida and they got rubber legs, but damn.
He's still young though, kind of. I think he like my age, maybe like 29, maybe. I think he's like, but I feel you. It's
that's tough, man. Listen, when it took me 2 years to feel good off of my quad tendon surgery, I played well, but I was masking stuff, overcompensating, and you start to play different. And this dude's had 3. And he's like their franchise player. I don't think that I would bet the ranch on Derwin James getting to the finish line because he's going to have to change the way he plays. That's going to change his production. And at the end of the day, you're going to need to get some younger blood in there because a lot of them guys, man, I hate to say it, they're going to time out.
And I think that's what they're going to do.
The game changing. I don't believe you're going to see any thicker-bodied Palomalus, thicker B-Docs, Eric Weddles, any safety that's more of a quarter safety who runs and supports the run box, it's gone. Because look at the linebackers are now 215. So the safety that now is
265 at D tackle.
Yeah, see, the now run supporting safety or the box safety or the hash safety, those guys are gone. It's going to be all DBs in a minute because they don't hit anyway. You can't hit anyway. So now we got to just have a guy cover you and cover Kelsey down the seam. These thick, slow safeties can't do it no more. They used to be in there to hit you. Now they can't hit, so you might as well get rid of them. They're becoming obsolete. I'm just telling you, if this is the way the NFL is going to stay.